Welcome back to the channel, aviators. Today we have a really interesting video for you, which we're going to compare landing at Big Bear in the simulator to landing in real life. Since the last video, I was able to take a cross-country trip to Big Bear, and today I'm going to share with you some of that footage, and we're going to compare it to some of the simulator footage from the last video.
Sometimes over the lake it'll clear up, but you have to be ready for it, because once you see it clear, you pull power and you drop. Alright, so let's pull power now, bring on that carbine. Bring on that carbine. Carbine comes right on, bring it on.
Oh, right on, okay.
And then pull almost to idle.
Awesome, alright.
And that's why we want the carbine, because we're going to idle and it's cold as fuck out.
Yeah, sweet.
Big Bear traffic, Skyhawk 5150 Delta is about 10 miles to the west and up for a left downwind runway 26, Big Bear traffic. There we go. And so just like a steep spiral with commercial maneuvers, if we're doing a sustained amount of time in idle, every now and then, set up for that downwind right about there. Okay. Every now and then, just go ahead and clear the engine by punching it and a little bit of power, like every 15 seconds or so. There you go, good. And bring it back out. Back to idle. What's that's doing is inside that Venturi, if there's any ice buildup going on,
it's blasting.
Yeah, it's just blasting it. So it's a good idea when we come from a really fucking high altitude to like not a lot of altitude, you're just blasting that shit out. Oh, poor Big Bear, man.
Yeah, man, oh my god.
Oh, man. It's cool that the GoPro's capturing this, because...
Yeah, I hope they're on.
There we go, and bring it back out. Just look at that. Cool, you can make your downwind call when you're ready. We'll set for 26, so see that high school right there?
Okay.
We don't fly over the high school, we're going to fly to the south of it, so yeah, set up your downwind accordingly. That's just in their arrival procedures. I'm teaching you this because, you know, you're going to be flying up here alone or friends sometimes. Don't fly over the high school, you'll get in trouble.
Okay. Big Bear traffic, Cessna 5150 Delta, entering left downwind for runway 27. Big Bear traffic.
There you go. And it's I think it's a runway 26. Yeah, it's runway
26? Okay.
Oh, come on, Big Bear. Get some more snow, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So empty. It is.
Oceanside traffic, Cherokee 5359 Lima, currently at 2000.
There you go, good job.
Over the Oceanside vortex, heading eastbound to...
And TPA is going to be, you know, 1,000 feet. Yeah, so 7752. And again, that's something you could altitude bug, but no big deal. God damn, dude. My favorite run isn't even open, West Ridge.
Yeah, dude. I love that run.
That's where all the jumps are.
Yeah.
Cool, so for this first one, just a normal landing.
Okay.
It's going to be a full taxi back. Might have a little wind to contend with. I think they're coming out of the north, so it's going to be right aileron, left rudder.
Okay.
So that's why it's important.
Bakersfield Tower, Baron A165 Foxtrot. Just wanted to clarify that cleared to land, runway 30 right.
November 65 Foxtrot, runway 30 right, clear to land, wind 08015.
Alright, so let's do some review real quick.
Land 30, November A165 Foxtrot.
Big Bear's field
November
elevation.
733 Delta Kilo, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, 733 Delta Kilo. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and squawk VFR, 1200. All right, so squawking VFR. All right, so we are at 9,300 right now. We're at 9,500, and we need to trim up a lot. Jesus, autopilot had this thing cranked all the way down. And we are going to need to descend to 7,800, which is the traffic pattern altitude for the 6,700 foot airport. So we are about 6 miles out. So I'm going to descend at about 500 feet per minute. We'll go ahead and put our carb heat on, crank the power back to 2,000 RPM, and we're going to try to maintain about a 500 foot per minute descent rate, if my trim wheel will behave. All right, that should set us up nicely. So we're going to enter a left downwind. You can see the beacon out there, the rotating beacon of the airfield, so that's always a good sign. You definitely want to see that if you're attempting to land somewhere. So, you know, we go ahead and start our first radio call here. This is a untowered airport, or an pilot controlled airport, so we'll go ahead and use our procedures to contact them. So Big Bear traffic, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, 5 miles in for a left downwind, runway 26, Big Bear traffic. So as a reminder for uncontrolled airport fields, you start out and you end with the name of the airport and you say traffic. You basically just announce your intentions, what you're doing, and obviously who you are as well. So we go and power back a little bit more. So we still need to drop quite a bit, about 500 feet. So we'll descend at about 100 feet per minute.
Clear runway 30 right at Foxtrot, 8165 Foxtrot.
Number 8165 Foxtrot, taxi departing via Alpha, monitor.
Pay attention to AWATS. It's going to tell you, hey, where are we putting our ailerons, what are we going to do with our rudder on landing. There we go. Mixture's probably set somewhere right around here. You just don't want it full, right? Because we're at high altitude. Cool, 7,752. Once you get below these peaks right here is when you can start getting kicked around, just because it swirls in here. Yep. There we go, around 7.7, that's when you're gonna start leveling off. Nice and gusty in here. Oh yeah. And just bring back the airspeed a little bit. You can just kind of start to pull the nose back so we can slow down. Okay. Trim it in, use that trim wheel. There we go. Just because we're getting kicked, stay below maneuvering speed. There we go.
Turn after the school for base?
Yep, yep.
All right, there we go. There's the tracking pattern. Altitude.
All right, start making that left base, add some power. Okay, start still descending, add power.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 50 Delta, turning left base, runway 26, Big Bear traffic.
I brought off your carbine, just give you a little bit of added power, but once you start pulling power back again, that's when you're going to send it. So watch those airspeed numbers. You can bring back the power a little bit, add a little bit of flapperoos if you want. You may not add all 30-degree flaps or even 40-degree flaps, just because you might deal with the crosswind. So this is one of those scenarios where you might only have 20-degree flaps. A little low on glide slope. I like staying higher out here. It's better to be high than low.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 50 Delta, turning final, runway 26, Big Bear traffic.
Pull the power back, we're high as fuck, and then bring the carbine on. So those pappies aren't really reading us because it's saying we're low, which is not true.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
Taxi via Alpha, monitor ground, November 8165 Foxtrot.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 733 Delta Kilo, entering left downwind, runway 26, Big Bear traffic.
577 Foxtrot Alpha, touring ground, cleared to the Long Beach Airport on departure, flying runway heading. Intercept the Los Angeles 170 radial to Limbo intersection, then as filed. Climb and maintain 3,000, expect 4,000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 134.9er. Block 24.
Alright, carb heat coming on, power coming back to 1500. 10 degrees of flaps.
Cessna 577 Foxtrot Alpha, cleared to the Long Beach Airport. Fly runway heading, intercept Los Angeles 170 radial to Limbo, and then as filed.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 3 Delta Kilo, turning left base. Big Bear traffic.
10 minutes after departure.
Big Bear traffic, 3 Delta Kilo, turning final runway 26. Big Bear traffic.
And squawk 2462.
November 577 Foxtrot Alpha, read back traffic.
7 Foxtrot Alpha.
That's why it's important to kind of know what a 3-degree glide slope is, because, all right, fly stabilized, approved there. There we go, 20 degrees, and there. Good. Ooh. So right about there is about a 3.5 degree glide, which is what I like. So hawk the numbers now, give me about a 70 knot approach speed. I like being a little bit on the faster end for any kind of mountain ops. So 65, 70 knots, definitely not any lower than that. I also like staying high above these trees on approach, because if that engine dies, guess where you're going?
Trees.
Yep, so I like staying nice and high, then once I'm clear of the trees, pull that power to idle, drop it below.
Okay.
Maybe not to idle, but you know, pull it back. There we go, nice. Good amount of airspeed right here. You're dealing with a full crosswind today, so you're this far seat of land. There goes some birds. Decent amount of right aileron, a little bit of left rudder, like we kind of talked about. There we go, good. Now pull back to idle, or near idle. Just sink below the trees. Keep that nose pointed at the numbers there. Walk it down, just walk her down. There we go. And all the way back to idle, because we know we made the field at this point.
All right.
There we go. And then just walk it in, kind of dance on the rudder, dance on the ailerons, nice and smooth. Okay, the ground's gonna come to you. Nice, beautiful flare. All right, nice job, man. We'll be off at Charlie. We don't need to wait for Delta, so just focus on the runway. Don't need to do flaps or any of that shit yet. Fly the airplane. Come off at Echo there. Good, beautiful job.
Cool.
You can tell them we're clear of Echo, taxi back to 26.
30 degrees of flaps are in. Runway's made, going power idle. Looks a lot nicer. Rudder. All right. Carb heat in. Big Bear traffic, Cessna 3 Delta Kilo is clear runway 26. Big Bear traffic. All right, clear left and right, flaps coming up.
But before you do that, you can do some of your post-landing stuff.
Okay.
So stuff like carb heat, lean for taxi, and then flapperoos up. Good. Now you can just make your comm, come left.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 50 Delta, clear runway 26, taxiing back, runway 26, Big Bear traffic.
Good job.
All right.
Especially in the mountains, dude. Like if there's snow on the runway or what have you, it's even more important. Don't worry about this shit when you're flying down the runway. Fly the airplane.
Priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Especially if there's snow or ice. Like you want to maintain control of the aircraft. Don't divert your attention to shit like the carb heat, the fuel, the flaps. It doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
It's tempting, but it doesn't matter. And here's another kind of risk mitigation, thinking ahead of the airplane, right? Getting out of here. If we go out to the west, we're like, fuck this, the clouds are sucking us in. Look at that.
We're clear that way.
We're clear that way. Matter of fact, we might even consider that. We could go out that way and fucking go to Hemet instead of San Bernardino, and we'll just say that we did San Bernardino for you.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Going to Montgomery is a towered airport, so that still technically counts.
Aren't we like good by default?
Good by default, correct.
Let's see. So yeah, that crosswind. I was wanting to use more left rudder actually.
Yeah, well, so think about it. So a wing down top rudder. So that means you're going to throw the ailerons into the wind, and then the rudder is going to go the opposite direction.
Okay.
So what we say in the military is wing down top rudder.
Wing down top rudder. Okay.
Remember, most important thing is having the nose pointed down the runway.
Yeah.
Followed by a lateral alignment on the center line. But if that nose ain't pointed down the runway, your ass is cartwheeling. Cool, so we'll come to the hold short right here. So if you came out of Big Bear with your homies, you'd have done your run up right there.
Right.
All that stuff at 1700 RPM. And then you come right here. Before you go on the field, we look down on the final. It's looking clear.